Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Wired to be Rich. Happy New Year. I don't know what all y'all did, but for me, I stayed home, watched the fireworks, journaled, and brought in my new year as peaceful and happy and hopeful as possible. I hope all of you had a very safe new year and ready for the new year to start. I know some of y'all were messaging me like, oh my gosh, where are you? Because last week I did not post, but if you missed my social media updates, shame on you. You should be following me. Okay, I post my social media in the show notes all the time. I am on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. But I took a week off. It was the last week of the year, you guys. Come on. Like, I at least deserved 1 week, right? But I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back with you all. It's a little bit late tonight. It's been crazy in the best way possible. And I'm so ready to get into today's episode. We are officially in 2026. And if you're a returning listener, thank you. Truly. You are the reason that this show keeps growing, evolving, and getting louder every single year. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm really glad you found me because people who find this show usually get it and they usually stick around. And as you know, Wired to be Rich has a very specific niche, right? Here we discuss things about mindset shifting, hard life lessons, investing, traveling, and making a shit ton of money while looking good doing it. And speaking of traveling, your girl is taking her first solo international trip this year for my birthday. I am flying first class to Dakar, Senegal for 2 weeks solo. Now, I've gone out the country, but this is my first time ever going by myself and treating myself in a way that I deserve, right? The bar is set high for men because I set the bar high for myself. I know that's right. But without further ado, people often ask me where I find the inspiration to write all these episodes. And I always tell people that I pull from real life experiences and conversations I am blessed to be a part of, right? The life I live now used to be a literal dream, and I am happy to be able to share all of me with you. Maybe not all of me. Some stuff I keep to myself, but for the most part, you guys get a very open book. Now, this is the first episode of the year, which means 2 things are happening at the same time. 1, everyone suddenly wants to be a stock market expert. And 2, the internet is about to get aggressively chaotic, right? And everyone's going to pretend like they know exactly what's going to happen next. And before we go any further, let me be very clear about something. I am not a financial expert. This is not financial advice. I am not here to tell you what to buy, what to sell, or how to beat the market. What I am here to do is have a very real, very beginner-friendly conversation about how I am thinking about investing going into 2026. Because at the end of the day, we talk about all kind of things on this platform, right? But we invest in our futures. We secure retirement funds. We look at how we can continue to make passive income when we're sleeping. That's how you play smarter and not harder in this game of life. So today, I'm cutting through the noise. Not with predictions, not with hype, and definitely not with those get-rich-quick schemes. If you're new to investing, perfect. If you've started but still feel unsure, also perfect. And if you're just trying to be more intentional with your money this year, you're exactly who this episode is for. So, let's get right into it.
She's not just a podcast host. She's a movement.
Manda Lea is teaching people how to break cycles and build real wealth, mentally, financially, and spiritually.
People all over the world are waking up to her message.
Wired to be Rich isn't just a podcast. It's a mindset shift.
She makes you believe again in yourself, in your power, and your ability to actually have the life you always known was meant for you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Manda Lea, entrepreneur, speaker, and founder of Balance and Destiny, and this is Wired to be Rich. Before we talk about anything else, we need to kill the fantasy. Okay, in a very honest way. If you're coming into 2026 thinking that you're going to turn $500 into $500,000 overnight, this part is for you. So listen up. If you think that you need to trade every single day to be taken seriously, or be posting about all your trade wins or losses every single day. This part is for you. And if you think investing is only for finance bros invest, talking fast on television, this part is definitely for you. I need you to gently let go of that mindset. That version of investing is not real, you guys. It is entertainment only. It looks exciting, but it does not build stability. Real investing is boring on purpose. That is not a flaw. That is the feature. The goal is not dopamine. The goal is not adrenaline. The goal is not having something exciting to talk about. The goal is ownership, right? Who cares how good or bad you're doing when you don't have anything? The goal is ownership. And we're going to get into what I really mean by that. So when you buy a stock, you're buying a small piece of a real company. Some of you know that, some of you don't. But we're going to talk about it anyway. That company has employees, right? It has customers. It has you. It has bills. It has profits. It has problems. It also has a future that unfolds over years, not days. Stocks are not lottery tickets. They are long-term bets on businesses continuing to exist and grow. The people who win long-term are not reacting to every headline. They are not panicking every time the market goes down. They are not changing their plan every week because the internet got loud. They are patient, they're consistent, and they understand that ups and downs are part of the process, right? Most people do not lose money because they picked the worst stock in the world. They lose money because they let their emotions make decisions for them. They let emotions make decisions for them. You guys, they buy because something feels exciting. They sell because something feels scary. You don't need to be dramatic or the first to build wealth. You just need to be steady. You need a plan that you can stick with when things feel boring, slow, or quiet. That is what actually works. And once you accept that, everything else gets easier. So my 2026 investing philosophy is this. Once you let go of the fantasy, the next step is just as important, you guys. You need to know what not to do. So take your note and pencil out on this one. The first thing I personally recommend is this. Get off the internet. I mean, like, not literally get off the internet, like get off the internet from psyching you out or being the reason you choose to buy into certain things. I know that sounds dramatic coming from someone like me who uses the internet for a living. I'm a content creator, podcast host, and then some. But I really mean it, you guys. There's balance. You have to have balance in anything that you do. The internet is one of the worst places to learn how to invest if you do not already have a strong foundation. So for me, when I was learning how to day trade, what did I do? I got a book, right? I started researching articles. I don't care. I mean, of course I watched live trades and YouTube videos to see it in real time, but I learned through reading because the internet is going to just tell you anything. Is going to hype you up and it's going to just pump you up with all kind of feelings and emotions and take you by storm. And it's not always the best thing to do. The internet is filled with people who know how to manipulate attention. It is filled with people who know how to create hype. And it is filled with people who sound confident but do not actually know what they're talking about. Some of them are selling courses. Some of them are holding positions they want you to buy into. Some of them are just repeating information they heard 5 minutes ago and presenting it like an expert, right? And when you are new, it is very hard to tell the difference. The internet moves fast. Investing does not. That mismatch is where people get hurt. And if you're listening to this and you're new to it, I'm talking about stocks, you guys. Day trading stocks, bonds, EFTs, all those things, that does move fast, but you wouldn't jump into doing that without first understanding the basics of how the stock market works. So that's why I said investing does not move fast. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is letting online noise rush your decisions, people. You see something trending, you see people posting gains, you see them taking trips, you see the screenshots, you feel like you are late, right? It's called FOMO. And suddenly you're making decisions out of fear instead of logic. And that's what I just mentioned about the FOMO part, fear of missing out. Fear of missing out is expensive. Do not ever make investment decisions because you feel behind. Do not ever buy something because everyone else seems excited about it. And do not ever convince yourself that this is your only chance. There will always be another opportunity. There will always be another stock. There will always be another trend. This also can apply to every other position into your life. When it comes down to your job, when it comes down to your relationship, please do not make emotional decisions out of fear ever. The market does not reward urgency. It rewards patience. And this applies to stocks. It applies to trading. It applies to crypto. It applies to anything involving money and risk. And that's virtually everything, right? If something makes you feel rushed, pressured, or too emotional, that is your sign to pause, reflect, and pivot, not to act. And as I said, this applies to multiple areas in your life. Take that and do what you will with that. But you are not missing out by sitting something out. You are protecting yourself. The fastest way to lose confidence as a beginner is to chase things you do not understand because the internet made them look exciting. You do not need to know everything. You don't need to be early. You don't need to be involved in every conversation. You just have to be intentional. And sometimes the most responsible move you can make is doing nothing at all. So I'm going to give you my 3-bucket playbook. This is how I personally think about stock investing, especially as someone who is still learning and building over time myself, especially if you are Gen Z or Millennial and starting from scratch. I do not treat investing like one big decision. I break it into buckets, just like bank accounts. You don't have just one bank account, right? You have different ones. Well, this goes for investing also. Each bucket has a purpose, and each bucket has a different level of risk. This helps me stay organized and keeps me from making emotional choices. You are not trying to make every dollar do the same thing here. You are giving each dollar a job. Okay, so bucket number 1, the foundation, also known as do not be reckless. This bucket is your sleep at night money. I hope y'all are writing this down because I'm giving you free game. This is a part of your investments that is meant to be steady, not exciting. It is designed to grow slowly over time without requiring constant attention. When people talk about broad market EFTs or index funds, this is what they mean. These are investments that hold many companies at once instead of just one. And instead of betting on a single business, you are spreading your money across a large portion of the market. That lowers risk because you are not relying on one company to get everything right, which is stupid. Okay, wait, let me not do that. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Nothing about investing is stupid. But this bucket often includes index funds that track the overall stock market or large groups of companies. It can also include well-established companies that have been around for a long time and consistently make money. These investments are boring by design, you guys. They are not meant to spike overnight. They are meant to compound quietly. This bucket grows as the economy grows. It helps smooth out the ups and downs of the market, and it gives you a base so that one bad decision does not wipe you out. This is also the bucket that protects you from internet influence. When this part is solid, you are less likely to panic, chase trends, or make impulsive moves because you feel pressured. If you do not have this bucket in place, do not skip ahead. Please, guys. Or do what you want to do, but don't say I didn't warn you. Growth in higher risk investments only makes sense when your foundation is stable. Again, this applies to so many areas outside of investing. Hint, hint. This bucket is not about being impressive. It is about being responsible. And if this is the only type of investing you ever do, you are still building real wealth over time. Because some people never even get to this point. Some people, anyway. Bucket number 2 is the growth plays. Once my foundation bucket feels solid, this is where I start to look ahead, right? This bucket is about long-term growth, not hype or predictions, just positioning around areas that I believe will continue to matter over time. Emphasis on me, what I believe. For me, going into 2026, this is where I'm focusing on things like artificial intelligence, infrastructure, and the systems that support how the economy actually runs. That includes AI, Not just consumer-facing apps, it includes automation. That's a heavy one. You got to get with it, guys. You just have to. It includes energy transition. It includes cybersecurity. It includes data, chips, and the digital backbone that businesses rely on. Think about things that that people and companies will always, forever need, even our own government. I am not trying to be early. I'm not trying to be perfect either. I am just trying to be exposed. And when I look at growth investments, I am not asking whether a stock is trending. I don't care personally. I mean, the only time I care about when a stock is trending is when I'm day trading. Other than that, I don't care. I am asking whether the business could still be relevant 10 years from now, right? This bucket moves more than the foundation bucket. That is normal. Growth comes with volatility. You guys, this is also not money I expect to touch anytime soon. It needs time to work. So if you're looking at this and you see one of your investments plummet down and you want to panic pool, no, do not do that. Do not do that. It needs time to work. If you are checking prices every day, this bucket is going to stress you out. For real. It's like getting on that scale every single morning, knowing that you eat bonbons and ice cream and chicken tenders every single night. You know that you're going to gain weight, right? Growth investing works better when you give it space and let it compound. This is where I think long term. This is where I stay patient. And this is where I remind myself that not every move needs to be exciting to be effective. And the last bucket number 3, the speculative fun money. Let me be very clear about this bucket. You are allowed to have fun with investing. Hell, I would even suggest that you need to. But fun money needs rules too. This is where I put individual stocks I am curious about, higher risk ideas, and things I want exposure to without pretending they are guaranteed or essential to my plan. This is not foundation money, and it is not money I need in order to feel safe. This is money that I am willing to experiment with and potentially lose without it affecting my life. You could kind of say it's gambling, but it's smart gambling. The key word here is controlled, though. If this bucket goes to 0, okay, nothing collapsed. I don't lose anything. I don't gain anything. It just is. My bills still get paid and my long-term strategy stays intact. If something in this bucket does really well, that is great. It's a bonus, not an expectation. This bucket should never make up the majority of your investments, and it should never become your identity. When speculation turns into obsession, people start taking risks that they cannot afford. It is a slippery slope, you guys, and you have to be strong-minded, mature, and emotionally stable to not become that person that just pivots and jumps on things because you are emotionally reactive. This bucket exists so curiosity does not turn into recklessness. It gives you room to explore without putting pressure on the rest of your money. When used correctly, it keeps investing interest while you still stay grounded. Now, emotional discipline is the real alpha. Here is the truth that nobody wants to hear. Most people do not lose money because they are bad at investing. Like I said earlier, they lose money because they simply cannot emotionally handle seeing a red number without spiraling. The market dips and suddenly I should sell everything. I knew this was a mistake. Why did I even start? All within 12 minutes. There's a lot of emotions going on at the same time. Like, let's calm down, let's breathe, and let's restructure real quick, okay? If your portfolio can ruin your day, your setup is wrong. That is not wealth building, you guys. Your job as an investor in 2026 is not to react like every headline is personally attacking you and your strategies. There's always going to be somebody that's going to critique you in the way that you do things. It does not make you stupid. It does not make them smarter. It's just their perspective is different than yours. And a lot of the times, people only do that to make themselves feel better about the decisions that they make. Your job is to have a plan and to not abandon it the second things get mildly uncomfortable. No revenge trading because you have something to prove. The most competitive people, from what I've noticed, this is a little fun fact for me, the most competitive people in this world are some of the quickest but blinded people to exist because they build their portfolio off of being better than the next person or getting to the money faster without ever seeing their blind spots and where they need to not act. People that are competitive they're gonna like, of course, be the first to go and do something, try to get ahead, try to do that. But one of their biggest weaknesses is that they have blind spots that they don't even see. They don't see where they have to kind of sit first and not move. The market does not need your emotions. It needs your patience and, honestly, your ability to mind your business and do what is best for you. Calm investors win. Loud investors tweet. Emotional discipline is the real alpha. I'm going to give you 5 simple yet effective final rules that I live by. I want you to save these, screenshot them, tattoo them on your arms if you need to. Number 1, if I don't understand the business, I don't buy the stock. Please, this goes back to when I was talking about not buying things that you just see are trending. If you're going to buy stock, look into the business. Do your due diligence. Number 2, long-term money doesn't need daily attention. You are not checking your stocks every single day. You just aren't. It will give you a headache. Number 3, cash is a position. Number 4, wealth is built quietly. And by that, you will not see it all over the social media platforms. You just won't, guys. Number 5, boring beats broke. Now, if this episode helped you think about investing even a little differently, do me a favor and share it with that one friend who keeps asking you if they should buy whatever stock is trending this week. You know exactly who I'm talking about, and it might be you. But if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, this finally makes sense, that is the point. This show is about learning in real time, asking better questions, and building confidence with your money without pretending to be someone you are not. As always, you can find me at ForbesManda_ on Instagram. And if you want to reach out directly, you can email me at info@balancedestiny.com. This is Wired to Be Rich. We're not chasing hype in 2026. We're not panicking over headlines. We are building leverage slowly and intentionally. I will talk to you all next week. Bye.